What's up, everybody? Hey, welcome back to Monday, some Loud Thumbs news with Nick, and I'm Nick, and we got a lot to catch up on. Do we ever? We got a weekend we got to catch up on from news that's all happening, and we're gonna get to it here. Got some breaking news we're gonna chat about first. This just happened here, not too long ago, just a couple hours ago here. We're going to get into that right now and talk about it here because looks like we have some new appointed president of Blizzard, and I'm going to be reading this here for the first time right now along with all of you guys. And we have former Call of Duty GM Johanna Ferries appointed as Blizzard's new president. So that's a interesting maneuver. What's happening? I don't really know, but something's happening. So that's something to watch out for. We'll see. Looks like they joined Activision as head of Call of Duty esports back in 2018, on October of 2018, and then before being named GM of the blockbuster shooter franchise in April of 21. So they've been with the franchise with Activision for a little while here. It looks like 7 years or so. Maybe even longer than that prior. So they do say here it's important to note that Call of Duty's way of waking up in the morning to deliver for players can often differ from the stunning games in Blizzard's realm, each with different gameplay experiences, communities, and that surround them, and requisite models of success. I've discussed this with Blizzard leadership team, and I'm walking into this role with a sensitivity to those dynamics and deep respect for Blizzard as we design to begin to explore taking our universe to even higher heights. So there's something. That's something to think about in the future. When we see moves happening from Blizzard and why and where they're coming from, it's one of them things. It's a bunch of big wigs all under one roof now. Where are those cards going to shuffle? So that's a little bit interesting if you ask me. Something worth following. We'll find out where it ends up heading. Let's get into some more stuff here. We have a little surprise that came out over the weekend here from Mario and the team over there. So we're gonna pull this up here and talk about this. This was over at comicbook.com. So Mario, the new 3D Mario, they're stating here, has a huge surprise. Now I want to know in the comments, do you guys think this is a huge surprise? So I'm curious. I don't know if it is not as much, but according to the rumor that's making the rounds, Luigi, Peach, Captain Toad, and Pauline will all make appearances in the next game. What capacity these appearances are, obviously rumor. The rumor runway, we're back on it. Woo, here we go. But that said, these 4 characters stopping by, isn't that noteworthy? I agree with that statement. What is, though, is that Donkey Kong will be in the game. And it sounds like it will be a significant way, though there's no word if he will be playable, a boss, or just a reoccurring character. What is seemingly clear is that it's not just a brief cameo. And it says, obviously, it is true. I think they mean to say, if this is true, this already differentiates from recent 3D Mario games. So I think this would be cool for only one reason, and I think this would be cool, noteworthy, okay? It would be noteworthy for this same only one reason. Bowser's not the boss this time. Think about that. Donkey Kong's the big bad this time. Then it's big news. If he's just in the game and there's a way to play co-op 4-player and he's one of the selectable characters, I don't think any of this is noteworthy. It's neat, it's fun, it's a Mario thing, but that's it. That's all it is for me. I would rather have something more on the lines of Bowser somehow becomes playable and you and Bowser have to team up against Donkey Kong, right? That would be neat. That would be different. That would be cool. That'd be tipping the old you know, game universe of Mario on its ear, and I like that. I think that's a pretty neat thing to do, but not sure if that's going to be the case or not, but we'll find out. While we're on the Mario train, we're going to continue down the Mario train here for a few more minutes, and they did show this. I want to see if I can get this all up here for you guys. Yeah, we'll do this in a different little layout for this time, but we do have Mario getting his co-op shown off here in our newest, and let me get rid of all this crap, guys. Sorry. Anybody has any tips for me on how to get rid of this crap, it'd be great, because it's really irritating. So we have Mario showing off Mario versus Donkey Kong, and we're going to have some, we're going to mute this, but we have some co-op. We're showing off a little bit of co-op here. See if I can give you guys a bigger, no, that's quite too big actually, but he is in co-op for the next game. So it kind of shows off what we kind of talked about. I mentioned it on the news earlier. It looks just like a straight up co-op. It doesn't look very different, and that's cool, you know, but nothing major. It looks like you're playing co-op. It doesn't look too terribly intricate or anything nuts, but I think it's cool because it's still going to be playable. It's still going to be fun with kids, and that's what I'm looking forward to. It, you know, playing some with my family. So that's worth taking a little bit of notes too and talking about. But yes, new co-op mode. Pass the controller around to a friend, tackle puzzles and platforms together. So that's kind of neat. Watch out for that coming here. That is in February. I want to say, was it 20 something? You know what? They put an article together and they don't tell you the date, so that makes sense. And I'm terrible right now. February 16th. February 16th, everybody. So that'll be fun. I'll be picking that one up. I don't really see any reason why I won't. I love a little pick up and play, just kind of nib at little games here and there. What else do we got today? Man, there's so much to catch up on. It's like racking my brain. There's a big weekend of news that just happened here. Let's talk about Tekken 8 next. So Tekken 8 is topped the physical sales, right? So this is this kind of goes against what we've been talking about here last week with the physical sales dying off. The UK charts have doubled the physical sales of Tekken 8 have doubled the sales of Street Fighter 6. That's pretty impressive. That's pretty cool. I did some research trying to find the number, and I can't find the number anywhere. I searched kind of all over the internet. It just basically states that it's just number one as far as release goes, as you can see here, with Like a Dragon following right after. So Sega's having a big moment in the sun right now, because these are both Sega titles, and nothing wrong with that. Like, way to go, Sega. I mean, you're about to bring out a bunch of cool stuff coming up in the future, too, with the retro games you're relaunching back to us, which I'm really excited about to play as well. So that's pretty cool. I'm interested to see where they go from this. But they're riding high right now, and just to keep the bandwagon going, let's get into the next bit here and stay on the Sega train, because Like a Dragon, following number 2, it's actually the series' biggest Steam launch ever. All right, that's huge, because this is a huge series. Like, it really took off here. It feels like just recently, honestly. It was not in my like circle of games for a very long time, and then all of a sudden it just started going everywhere. But right here we have it. Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, 30,000, over 30,000 concurrent Steam users right now. And that's pretty awesome. And then you can see just right below it, the next up was at 13,000. So over double what their second best ended up with on Steam. So that's very cool. That's a pretty large release. Earned them the largest launch on Steam for any game released by the Ryuga Gotoku Studios. And I apologize if I butchered that. But yeah, that's pretty awesome. I think that's cool. I've heard that it's just a wacky game, and I've heard they're all kind of that way. And it does seem kind of cool to dive in and check that at some point. I don't know if this one ended up on Game Pass, but I know a lot of the series prior are on the Game Pass. So if you check those out on Xbox, very, very interesting games. I've only played Judgment, which I don't know if really falls into that, but it's kind of kooky, the fighting and stuff, but the story's not. The super story is like super serious in that one because you're like a detective. So let me know down in the comments, like, is that worth like picking up and checking out the series of them? Like, really, I kind of need to know. Our Discord talks about it quite a bit, and like a lot of people are jumping into that one. So I'm kind of curious what your guys' thoughts are as well. So hit me up in the comments. Are you playing Infinite Wealth? Are you playing other Dragon games? Which one's the best? Which one should I play? Let's move on here. We have Mr. Cliff Blazinski, or Cliffy B, as I am always going to call this guy, because that's what he was for the meat of my gaming years back in my younger days. But Cliff Blazinski, and there's another reason why you call him Cliffy B. He says that Microsoft would be smart to let him consult on Gears of War again, right? So we have that Gears of War 6 supposed to be coming out. Who knows? Currently playing Gears of War 3 with my son right now, and we're having a good time with that. But he last worked on the franchise back in 2011. He is the creator of Gears of War, and he said that Microsoft would be smart to enlist him again. He quoted, "Look, we've been over this a million times, and Gears, I'm down to consult, give my 2 cents. Crickets. I understand that Gears will always be an enormous part of my legacy. I appreciate and respect that." He says, "That said, Microsoft and the coalition haven't hit me up. Okay, it is what it is. If they were smart, they'd enlist me for my input, because just from a PR standpoint alone, it would be gold. But nothing. Oh well, it is what it is. So be it." He seems a little bitter, right? I mean, he created the series, but then he has since like kind of stepped away from it. I mean, why would they call him back in? Yeah, PR, great, but that's not always why you're going to do it. Like, how about, make a good game, and then that, will bring other people back, get people playing the game, so on and so forth, whatever. But I mean, he's got a small point. Like, yeah, if they attach his name to it, it's going to get maybe people like me to pay attention a little bit more. But I am a minority, I think, because gamers that are, it's 2011, right? Right now, it was 2011 when he left. It's 2014. So those kids are 13 years old that were born when he left. And if they knew of the series before the 5 years before he left, right, in 06 when it launched, well, those kids are like 15 to 18, depending on when they were born. So, probably don't know who he is, So they're not going to be like, "Oh, Cliff Blazinski, I want to go play this game now. He's back." Maybe if he changed his name back to Cliffy B, that would do it. I think that might be the answer. But I just thought it was a little cocky, and he was a little bit, salty about, what's going on. And you know what, dude? You made your bed. I guess you're going to have to lay in it. But yeah, I don't think you're coming back to the series. I think that part of your life is over. I just do. I hope the next game's a little better, and I'll report back and let you know how I think about the series as we go through it, because we're doing them all in order this time, and I won't have these giant gaps between them. But moving on, we are going to talk a little bit more about Suicide Squad. So they had kind of a thing happen. They launched the game and got smacked in the face with this big old error from everybody. And they had to pull the game. So they launched the game and immediately completed the game for all these people who started playing. So they did since, pull it, and then they updated here on the news. It says Rocksteady says it has discovered the cause of the issue and is currently testing a fix. These are for all the early release, early access people. So all the people who paid extra money to pre-order. Sorry. That not looking good out the gate, guys. Not looking good. It says they were forced to pull Suicide Squad servers offline less than an hour into its release for early access after players experienced a bug which automatically completed the game after they logged in for the first time. The online co-op title officially releases on February 2nd. However, those who purchased the game, the more expensive deluxe version, can play 72 hours early. A lot like what they did with Starfield, right? Same kind of thing. The first territory to go live was always New Zealand, and then the international players, they had like kind of a workaround that they could do to play it. So it does say Rocksteady says it's discovered the cause and the issue is testing to fix it for resolve. Not a good look. Not a good look, guys. I mean, you're already upsetting a lot of people because of how you changed up how you make games as a developer. Like, this is a totally different situation. And then this happens on launch for everybody who wants your game. Like, literally, I mean, a good chunk probably reviewers or whatever, right? But I think it's 70% of those people are the ones who want to play your title because they think it looks fun and they're not just making... I could be wrong. It could be 70% that are just making content for it, right? Who knows? I don't know. I don't know the numbers. I just talk. You know, that's all it is. But it feels like if you're going to pay extra money to play this game, you're going to be a fan of it in one way or another, right? You're not just trying to make content out of it. Because a lot of people think the content's going to be garbage anyway from what we've seen. And that is quite possible. But I don't know. It's a bad look. It's a bad look. And not only that... On top of the bad look, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, over at IGN.com, they posted this here earlier today. The game's already on sale. So Suicide Squad is already down to just 44, I believe, pounds before release day in the UK. Now, the deal price on Suicide Squad has expired so far, but I still think this is newsworthy. The retailer listed below is currently out of stock. Okay, so it was on sale for $44, $50, call it whatever, right? But there's definitely still a benefit to buying physical games, they state, especially when they're on deals like this. It can be found only days before a AAA release title like Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League. They also did it with Tekken, from what it sounds like. And then it says... The collection was available. The seller is called The Game Collection, and it's on eBay. So I thought this was crazy. I don't know how many they had available or whatever, but almost like somebody ran into a bunch of them and was like, okay, let's just get rid of these. So let's just dump them off and make some of our money back instead of a total loss. Once the game releases, then the full price is going to drop. I solely believe this is going to be one of those cases. It's going to be a lot like the Gotham Knights that we had. And it's one of those, here we go. It's a game. And what do we do with the game? We got to lower the price because it's not worth $70. And I think this is going to happen with Suicide Squad. I was most hyped for this game in 2022 going into 23. And then they just dropped it. They dropped the whole game, changed it. Backed it, pushed it into 2024, and it's coming now. It's not on my hype list. It's not even in my top 10 that I want to play this year, sadly. So I hope they prove me wrong. I hope this comes out and it's amazing and it's got a great story and it's not just a grind-a-thon, because I hate games. You just constantly have to grind, do the same thing over and over and over to get loot, to do said thing, to move the story forward, and so on and so forth. So I'm curious to see where it goes, but pretty lame. But if you got the discount, good for you guys. And, I'm awesome. That's pretty awesome that you guys were able to pick that up and enjoy it. And last thing I'm going to mention here today is another discount you guys can go grab. And that is for the Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. You can pick this thing up right now over on it's greenmangaming.com that you can check this out at. It's part of the Ubisoft Connect setup. $40.33 right now. Now, that's a $30 discount. That's a pretty steep discount. You can pick it up over there. It's 42% off right now. And, I mean, check it out. Pick it up. I mean, it's right here. You can see. Just going to pass on some of the deals that I think are probably worth the money. I think this game is worth $40. The other thing you could do is pick up the Ubisoft subscription and just pay for a month. It's 18 bucks, and this game's on it as well. It's just a streaming service, a lot like Game Pass, but why not? You know, for that kind of price, if you want to check the game out, go ahead. If you want to own it, more or less, right? This is standard edition digital, so we all know that conversation. But yeah, it's worth saving money on, right? Instead of paying 70, you can get it for 40. Why not? If you guys are interested, check it over there at greenmangaming.com. Why not? Not a sponsor. Again, I don't have sponsor stuff, but I like passing on deals. Why not? I like to save money. I'm sure you guys do too, especially in this economic climate. It's kind of nuts. But that is it for news today. Lovely, January 29th. We're almost done in January. January's almost over, about to hit February. This year, it's already flying by. So that's it for news for me. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching. Remember, if you like the videos, hit the old like button. If you don't like, hit the dislike. And make sure you guys always remember, controllers need exercise too. So keep those thumbs loud.